Payout day. Very excited. I get to take out $40,000 from Apex today. This will be my 5th request, and it'll bring me a total to $200,000. Overall, loved the price action today. Took a trade really early in the day and then one later at the end of the day. 2 trades total for me today, and that's it. Ending the day up $8,000. We're gonna go ahead and recap those right now. Again, trading my 20, 50K Apex accounts. You can use code TBM for 80% off. And as always, my streams are live on my main channel, Trades by Matt, every morning at market open. They're free to watch. Come hang out over there, or you can just watch these recaps. Let's get into it. Yo, good morning. Welcome. It's Thursday. I got my fun shirt on because today is payout day. Woohoo! Today is day 50 on my accounts, which is enough for my 10 days. So today will be another $40,000 payout request tonight when the dashboard updates. Woohoo! Bringing me up to 200 grand. Very excited about it. Other exciting things today. My podcast with Words with Wisdom comes out today, right after the stream. I'm excited for the session. We'll see what today brings. I did not take a single trade after the stream yesterday. So you'll see same balances, 61,700, 800 range. No trades yet so far. News we've got. We had trade balance come out 7:30. Jobless claims 7:30. We got factory orders at 9, and that's basically it. Apple earnings after the bell. This might be a fairly mellow day, to be honest. I didn't even watch FOMC yesterday. I had an in-person meeting, which very rarely happens on Wednesdays. So I'm excited to see. That's gross. Kind of excited to see what today brings. Loving the VWAP bounce so far. Pretty classic. Opening up inside of yesterday, or above yesterday's value area high, above VWAP as of right now. Pretty much a line in the sand, 65 or so. We pop 620, I think we run decent. We get back below VWAP 560s. I think the 490 rotation looks pretty nice. Overnight lows, yesterday's point of control, etc. And then yesterday's value area low down 420. Seems aggressive, but it's all 150 points. Not that aggressive, I guess. So we will see what it brings. Yeah. Excited for your podcast appearance? Yeah, me too. Although I will say, me and Julia were watching the trailer this morning. Me and my wife were watching the trailer this morning. And if you'll notice, my hair is a lot shorter now than it was during that video. And I wish I wore a hat. My God, I wish I wore a hat for the podcast. But you win some and you lose some. That's definitely an L for your boy. It was a tough look. Absolutely a tough look for tough look on the camera, but hopefully I said something, like one soundbite that's worth watching. Hopefully. I don't even know, man. Honestly, I have no idea what I said. It's all a blur. It was months ago at this point. But yeah, tough look for the hair, but you know, whatever. You win some, you lose some. There's a reason I wear a hat almost every day. Did ICT really give you a plug? Yeah, he talked about me on Monday's stream. The soundbite from the trailer that's currently on my Instagram. Actually, let's just watch all of my Instagram stories. There's a couple things out there for the non-believers that need to be addressed. For you haters out there, the one-handed dunk. And the two-handed dunk. How do I get
to take $160,000 out? I haven't seen anybody else do that this year. In my opinion, he's the #1 day trader on YouTube right now. Matt Miller, Trades by Matt. You should all be watching him. You should all be watching this guy.
We'll go into the thing that everyone wants to know about, which is the Robins World Cup. Come November or whatever, ICC starts kind of chirping about it. I was like, I'm down. I said I was going to do this earlier this year anyways. I don't really have anything to lose. I don't sell anything. I don't have a course. My Discord is free. Got up to 128% on the Robins, and they only show the top 5 on the leaderboard. I don't think that there is any strategy that is significantly better than another strategy. There's a million different ways to make money trading the Nasdaq. There's a million different ways to make money trading the ES. The hard part is keeping your money. It's not hard to make money in a given day. It's hard to keep it over a long run. How do you keep money?
All right, there's the trailer. Get hyped. Haters will say it's AI. The dunk is AI. Anyways, my legs are very sore right now though from yesterday's little dunking extravaganza. My knees are sore, my legs are sore. Some people were giving me a hard time because I wasn't running into the dunk. I can't get my footwork right for it. I want to try and do some more. I was doing some off the glass and I was throwing it off the back of the rim. So that's my next goal, is to get some like cool dunks and not just like a two-hander. But we'll see. All right, let's do the dad joke. Wow, 70 people to get lit. Almost there. Well done. Well done, chat. All right, here's the dad joke. May 2nd. Thursday, May 2nd. If a toddler refuses to sleep, are they guilty of resisting arrest? Not my favorite. It's lit. Wow. 841. Damn. Well done. Done. What do you call that line? VWAP? So the light blue line is VWAP, volume weighted average price. On my 5-minute chart up here on the left side of the screen, we have VWAP. We have the red, yellow, and green lines, which start at 8:30, and it is value area low, point of control, value area high. Point of control is the line where the most volume has been conducted throughout the day so far. So it just shows at what price has the most volume been conducted. On the axis, you can also see Y VPOC, Y VAH, and then down here, Y VAL. That's yesterday's value area low, yesterday's point of control, yesterday's value area high. Kind of provides nice, interesting levels. I have ONH, which is the overnight high, overnight lows. And then I have IBL and IBH, which is gathered from the 1-minute chart over here, which is the green line and the red line. These lines are ever moving until the first hour of the day, in which case they are then locked in. And it is the first hour high and the first hour low. So first hour high is IBH, first hour low is IBL. I have a 30-minute chart. It just kind of shows kind of what happened on the overnight session. And then the last chart that I use is a 22 range chart. Every tick of price action, it needs 22 ticks of price action. 22 ticks of price movement is probably better to say that, in order to make a new candle. I also have VWAP and then standard deviations off of VWAP. So it's VWAP 1, 1.5, 2, and 3. And then VWAP 1 or -1, -1.5, -2, -3. Standard deviations are nice when you're really channeling a trend. It kind of respects it sometimes. But the main thing that I'm looking at on this chart is delta. I love seeing delta on the 22 range because these are not time based, right? These candles are not time based. One candle could be 5 hours long if there was no price movement. One candle could be 1 second long if there was a ton of price movement. So it's kind of showing how aggressive buyers and sellers are, right? The last thing that I use is the DOM. The Nasdaq DOM. Oh, and this on the right side of the 1-minute chart is just the DOM visualized. So like if I go up to the overnight highs, I see like a big line about like 612 or whatever that is. If I go up to 612, 614, I see a 47 block, which is this guy. The main way that I use the DOM personally is I just look and see where liquidity is, where the heavier orders are, and I use that as magnets. I call it magnets. You'll see like abnormally large blocks or abnormally large orders come on the books. Typically the market wants to go fill those out. Why? Because the whole point of the market is to conduct orders, and so it typically goes and searches for the most orders, from my experience. And there you go. There's everything that's on my charts. Feel like it's kind of low-key. I feel like it's been a while since I've really walked through every single thing, but there's every single thing. What does DOM stand for? Depth of market. Why does it matter to pull IB data from the 1-minute? It doesn't. I prefer to have, I like having volume profile on this one. This, by the way, is a histogram of volume. And I prefer to have not volume profile on the 1-minute. So I put IB here. Can you explain the magnets a little more? Is that like using a heat map to check where liquidity is? Yeah, it's using a heat map without the trouble of using a heat map. Heat maps derive their information from what I just said, right? A heat map is essentially this, which is this, right? A heat map just pulls the DOM and puts it on your chart with different colored lines that show how heavy things are, right? So like right now we got a 60 that's bouncing around. You can see the 60 moving around right here. On a heat map, it would just be a big line that's moving around also. It's the same thing. All right, I'm green lighted to trade. Officially, I forgot to say that. I'm green lighted to trade. It's been 15 minutes. I like to wait 15 minutes. Personal rule, personal preference. FYI, all you need level 2 for that to be useful. Yeah, that's a good point. Level 1 data is called top of the book, and you're only going to see the immediate bid and ask. If you're looking for more depth, depending on your platform, you always need level 2. Some platforms will show like 10 ticks either way. Some will show 100 ticks either way. I'm on Sierra chart and using Denali, which shows a lot. But you need level 2. You got to pay for the data. It's a pay to access sort of situation. Another wick test. Interesting. Delta looks fairly heavy. This might honestly fire off. We'll see. We'll see if I get the fill up there. I'm kind of doubting I get the fill because I feel like usually it needs to push it right away. But we are sitting on right on the overnight lows. So if we can hold the overnight lows just a little bit, and yesterday's point of control, if we can hold it just a little bit, go up and then reject it off of the 20s and the wick test, got potential. Wick test is basically a large engulfing candle, come back up, test the prior wick, stop would be above the prior high, targeting the 1-to-1. That being said, I'm not always going to be super waiting out for the whole 1-to-1, because a lot of the times I just want a base hit. It's like this candle, for instance. It's a little big. I don't need 35 points on this trade. I won't give it 35 points either. This wick test indicator though pops off whenever there's a true wick test in play, and it just kind of gives you entry, stop, target, runners if you want it. Part of TPH, exclamation point TPH. Okay, sick. All right. I'm gonna see if I can get the fill at like 500. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I mean, shoot, this is actually kind of running. Go for, see if it'll actually flush it. All right, I'm gonna go take off my 10 points there. I'm happy with it. Very happy with it. Zero drawdown. Very happy with my 10-point trade. Brings me to, well, I guess it was technically 9.75 points. Ran up to maybe 13 or 14 points. Gave up a few points there. That's all good. Brings me to $3,820 on the morning. We're 22 minutes into the market open, 7 minutes past my green light. Pretty early trade for me, not gonna lie. But it's a beautiful wick test, and I'll take that all day. So 191 across all 20 accounts. That's $3,820 so far on the day. No drawdown trade. Oh, and look, we flushed it. It's a very confident trade, but the thing is that I got to practice what I preach, which is take the base hit. If we continue to flush, we continue to flush. And guess what? There's going to be other opportunities for me throughout the rest of the day. I'm loving the price action so far. I was talking about it a second ago. This is my type of price action. I take a no drawdown trade, take 10 points on it. I'll do that all day. I love that. We flushed another 30, 40 points, right? It's all good. I took my 10 points. I got $3,820. Drop some little bags for that. That gets me hyped. Those types of trades get me hyped up. Just beautiful, honestly. It's like perfect, beautiful trading in my opinion. If you want to know the wick test, exclamation point wick, it's a 1-minute video, kind of explains it. My explanation is this. Whenever you have an engulfing candle, right? You have a candle that put in a low, next candle fully engulfs it. Watch for a retest of the prior low and a slap off of it. Works both ways on longs and shorts. So this would obviously be the short setup because the candle is red. If the candle is green, you're looking for a long setup for a retest of the prior high. I like it on 5 minutes, probably the most, but sometimes you see it on dailies, etc. first test is always the best test. So like if we go back up to the wick, I will not be taking this trade again because the first test is the best test. I took the first test of the prior wick and played the rejection off of it. I'm not going to take the second test of it. That's how I play it. How many contracts was that? That was 1 per account. I trade 20 accounts all at once with Apex. I have 20 funded accounts with Apex and I copy trade them. So technically full total 20 contracts, but 1 per account to kind of help eliminate some risk and keep my mental in check. Price didn't go up to the wick. It was a few ticks off because I front ran it. You'll see where my order was. I didn't have it right on the blue line. A lot of times you see it get front run by just a little bit. Market doesn't always do what we want it to do. I mean, you could have a resting order here and be very stingent on the fact that you want it on the blue line, on the actual wick, and you miss the fill. So be it, right? That would be the safest sort of play. You can be a little bit more aggressive and try and front run it by a few ticks and understand that you might have a few ticks of drawdown. For me, I wanted into the trade, so I was down for a few ticks of drawdown. Almost had a nice clean rejection here too. 30. Ended up rotating 28. But 30 would have been pretty clean. Nice doji, man. Nice doji slap. That's good. I love when we're seeing this. It's a little early in the day to be seeing it like this, to be honest though. Normally it happens at like 10:30 when you have these like really good dojis that actually yield reversals. A lot of times on the Nas this early in the day, it doesn't do it. But so far it's looking pretty good, to be honest. You're looking at short or long? Well, right now we're in the we're in the middle of the range. I was looking for shorts up higher. We just stopped before we got there. I would have really liked the shorts. Right now, kind of waiting for us to move out of VWAP. I'm interested in a 500 test, point and control test for potential long, depending on what Delta's doing. Yeah, I like the 502 to 97 bounces. Delta's a little spooky though. There's point and control. Delta's just a little spooky. Samax. Coming into overnight lows and yesterday's point of control. And 480 being Magical 80's value area low of 477. That's an interesting spot as well. But again, depends on what we're gonna do. It'll be a 20-point rotation from current. And gonna go back into VWAP. Sick. Okay. Just a good idea off of this. It's just, we flushed it a lot. 12 points. That's very aggressive. I thought this was gonna be the reaction off point and control, not 12 points lower off of whatever this is. Delta's looking good. I'm definitely looking for longs right now. For me, I just don't want to take a long in VWAP. I want something lower. Or for us to pop VWAP and then buy a retest of it. I don't know if I'm going to get filled here. I would like to, I think. Assuming everything holds up. Got 1 minute left on this candle. Looking like it might be a doji close, which is interesting. Oh, or do I just get filled here? Maybe. Maybe. Nope. Off by 2 points. So this is a cheap trade for me because it got point of control and prior low right there. But I haven't gotten filled on anything I've been trying to get filled on yet. And here comes the push. So it looks like I've missed it again. I just don't want to get super aggressive on these entries and get hosed. Broke the prior high. Buyers look great. Nice doji at the bottom. I still like the upside moves. It's just how do I get into the trade, right? Could potentially get away with a super aggressive entry at 22-ish VWAP, right? I'm not opposed actually with Delta looking in the way it's looking. Time of day as well. Something like that. It is aggressive though, and it does require an 8-point pullback. Let's see if we get filled right now actually. If this candle closes up at like 40 also, then I'd be interested in that current buy as well. I'm long. Getting a little bit of sellers. Click flush through the 20s. Look for the prior high. Candle closes right now. New candle opens. Would like to see us go hunt the prior high. See if it happens. Got some buyers trying to step back up, but we are around the VWAP chop. VWAP chop zone. Another little slap through the 20s. Down 3 points. Little bit of selling going on. I would prefer to not have a full rotation through 10 and test the prior open. That would be preferred for me. A run and gun right now would be definitely preferred. After a nice sweep through VWAP again. Good candle on the 1 minute. A little bit of buyers trying to step back up. See if they can get the job done. Chopping around the entry. Up 3 points. Up 0 points. Good candle, mid candle, VWAP. Kind of explains it. Not gonna give this terribly longer. Kind of needs to go break the prior high like right now for me. Sooner than later. Get the legs. Okay, going up to test it. Prior open. Taking the prior open. Needs to go pop the prior high and then I'll stand. Okay, there's popping the prior high. That's good. Get the continuation. Ran up 6 points, down 6 points, up 6 points or something like that. Giving it just a little bit longer. See how this candle closes, but we'll be out before then. There's just not a lot of action happening right now. But when the yellow bar moves, is a trade being conducted. So you can see the spreads moving without even trades happening yet, which is not the most fun environment to be in. Definitely prefer to rip it. Delta's kind of flat. hyper analyzing a 5-point move is definitely not the way. Candle closes in 1 minute. I feel like you see 1 minute pumps on these types of candles where you chop, 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 and then you get the last minute of the candle, it just moves, which is kind of what we're seeing right now. A little bit more push. Seconds, still not doing it. Not a whole lot of buyers either. Just want to see how it closes. It's trying to close up, and then someone slaps it every time. Not the worst, not the best close. Still like kind of slowly melting off. I'm just gonna give it just another couple seconds to see if we can get the legs that we need. We're trying, we've been trying. Just needs one pop. Okay, and I'm out. Nice. Took a while. That's a VWAP chop though, man. VWAP chop. It's time of day more than anything. That was what, a 10-minute trade or something like that? 7-minute trade? Just a time of day. Honestly, everything was looking fine. So that's why I hung in there. All right. That brings me to $88,040 on the day. $400 across the accounts. That is exactly the target that I like to go for. And with that, I'm out of here. We got the new podcast dropping in 9 minutes. Go watch that if you haven't yet, which no one has. So go watch the new podcast in 9 minutes. I'm up $8,000 on the day, and my $400 target. I will not be trading anymore today. I will be waiting until the dashboard updates, and I'll be taking out my next $40,000 tonight, bringing me to $200,000 total. And I'm excited about that. So I'm done for the day. Good luck, gentlemen. If you're still continuing to trade, nice push. Love to see it. If you're still continuing to trade, good luck. Be smart, be patient. Don't give back your bag. And I will see you tomorrow morning for some Friday vibes. Post recap or post payout Friday vibes.
He's sharp as a tack. He's got his eyes on the Nasdaq. Ain't no looking back. He wakes up every morning sipping on that coffee black, trading numbers on his screen. Yeah, he's got that knack. He's got his finger on the pulse, knowing when to buy or sell. He's making moves all day, making his portfolio well, from the open bell to the closing bell. He's ringing that cash register. With every trade he makes, he's getting closer to his treasure. He's a Nasdaq cowboy, riding that market wave. TBM ain't afraid to take risks. He's got money to save. He's catching those highs, dodging them lows, making his name. TBM's the king of the Nasdaq, playing his own game. He's a Nasdaq, king of the Nasdaq, playing his own game.